Good morning, Living Waters. Happy Monday. This past Sunday, we celebrated Mother's Day. In the sermon, I talked about the feminine aspects of God. That yes, God is both masculine and feminine, and we lift up the masculine often in the church, but for a long time in the church's history, the feminine has not been lifted up as much. And I've gotten some feedback on that sermon, and so I thought to help us this week in our daily devotionals of having coffee with me, and thank you for joining me, by the way, we can maybe explore some of those different images and stuff that I lifted up in the sermon each day. And the first is from Genesis chapter 1, in the beginning, right? The very beginning of all of the Bible. Right there it says, in male and female, God created them, and in God's own image, He created them. Right. This is the understanding of God. Now, why is this important? Perhaps we'll start there. Well, it's important because if God is only male, what does that say about the female experience? And so, exploring these, I think, is important to say that God understands both men and women. God has lived and created men and women, right? Men or women are not greater or lesser than the other. They're both equally loved, lifted up, and beautiful creations in the eyes of God. And so for this week, as we go through the various passages, I did want to start right here with the beginning, because it's not like God wasn't forthright with this from the very beginning of time, right? It's part of this creation story for a reason. Now, as we go further throughout the week, we're looking at specific examples, but for us today, I would invite us to consider what it is that we see in people. Right? Jesus tells us to love all people as God has loved us. All people are a reflection of God. I think there's power in that. How do we love someone knowing that they are a reflection of God the Creator? Men, women, all different people of all different backgrounds, genders, experience, race, culture, etc., all have a reflection of the God that created them. What does it mean to love someone? It looks different than we perhaps look. What does it look like to love ourselves too? Not in the way of, we should not love ourselves, but like to cut ourselves some grace. When we look in the mirror and, I don't know, I could lose a little weight. And, there's things that we don't like. What power is there knowing that what we see in the mirror is part of what our God looks like? And to celebrate that how we are created is ultimately good. All right, that's more than enough to chew on today. So, explore how are you created in God's image, and how can we love people no matter what they look like, knowing that that is an aspect of who God is as well. See you tomorrow.